This is already the 9th session, and it's the last as an individual topic, as we will see. There is one more coming in November, which will be a wrap-up session. The Year of Mental Health was brought to you by Dr. Rajni Vohra, curator and editor, long-lasting member of Ecocivilisation, and of course, entrepreneur, and a very progressive woman from India who I have a privilege to observe how she grows and how she is spreading her wings. The other co-organizer is Eleftheria Kakambouras, and she is our Ecocivilisation ambassador for Europe. And we've known each other for many years, and Eleftheria, it's been an incredible journey we've done together. And I really admire the way how you approach to life and the way how you handle the challenges, which you don't shy away from, but at the same time, how you support people and through their difficult times. And the reason why three of us got together and really put forward this year of mental health was to first put mental health as a pillar of resilience and sustainability within the eco-civilization movement. We realized that so many things depend on mental health of individuals, teams, communities, and all these topics have been in-depth discussed throughout the year. But there was a very sincere motivation as well, which was to break stigma for a better quality of life. Around mental health, we realized there is a lot of stigma, and we really wanted to go beyond. And today's session is just another proof how important this topic is. And I'm really looking forward to hearing the discussion that will evolve in today's session. Last but not least, we are also motivated by empowering stewards of societal and civilizational change, meaning that those that want to co-create from their real full 100% creative self, they need mental balance and mental health issues. They need to be dealt with, or let's put it in other way. We're inviting us first and everybody else to first recognize what are the blockages to our creative self, and second, how to connect with others to deliver much more than each of us is capable of doing. We live in a very specific times, and how better than put this through different natures that humanity is now challenged by. We were part of nature 100%, many hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, 100,000s of years ago. And then for various reasons, we started to create this new nature too, which we call today communities, being cities, villages, or any other types of communities. And we started to detach ourselves from nature. We started to create our own rules based on which this new type of nature too started to evolve, started to grow, and started to deliver. And in the last couple of decades, we started to create yet another nature, which I call Nature 3, which is really the virtual systems that we managed to create with the help of technologies. Again, these virtual ecosystems have their own rules. They have little to do really with the communities that we used to. And we see that especially now with the fast emergence of artificial intelligence. So it's a big, really question how we as humans who grew up, who are still very closely connected to nature, who grew up in villages or cities or other forms of human communities will all of a sudden find themselves in this completely new concept of nature in the virtual space. So yes, right in the intersection of all these three is this modern human. I mean, it's really hard not to become completely schizophrenic, is it? Because it's so many rules, so many different habits, so many different frameworks and behaviors. It's a really big question how to really cope with all this, and who am I in the middle of all these different stories and different rules. So here we are. We're trying to tackle a little piece of this new role that humanity found itself in. And today, Ecocivilisation is really the movement. We call ourselves as a disruptive global cluster of people who care, because we really care and want to see how we as humanity can coexist in all this diversity, still stay a human being, and not cause too many negative externalities. So Eco-Civilization movement is creating a safe space for engagement, collaboration, and innovation, seeking the answers to all these fundamental questions that all of a sudden we started to ask ourselves. And we are eager to get some good answers based on which we can coordinate and make next steps. So more we discuss issues, more we see that all these elements could be potentially elements of a foundation of new civilization or paradigm. I'm not trying to say that we are here messiahs, but I'm very confident that in the last 5.5 years, we have opened so many topics and conducted so many discussions that we touched the hearts and minds and souls of many people. And we could already see the results of these engagements all over the world. As you might know, that we are today in 52 countries, and some of them are really active, and they're already not only talking but delivering on the ground level the changes we're talking about. One of the foundations of eco-civilization movement, within which or around which we are calibrating ourselves and discussing different topics, is a model which I'm not going to say is a static one that everybody has to obey by. No, it's a model that is challenging our minds and inviting us. We are here to imagine the society we want to live in. And this is just one of those moments of imagination. And could you imagine society consists of structures like this instead of economy, finance, education, health, and so on? But can we focus our activities on being societies, consciousness, relationships, and land, where all these functions that we are now so vividly surrendering our strength to are becoming, in this model, just dynamic processes which we use and constantly reshape and constantly adjust in order to allow being societies, land, to flourish and consciousness to grow and expand. So it's just a thought. So I hope somebody else will get inspired and try to imagine his or her vision or their vision, and that's how we're going to all grow together. So in the search for answers, and with our growing interest in the intangible layers of our coexistence, we identified mental health and recognized it as a fundamental part of human well-being. And that's why we said that this is a really necessary tool for resilience and survival. And as we will learn today, also for a collective health. So today's topic, the intersection of culture and mental health, overcoming stigma in multicultural workplaces. It's definitely one of the more challenging one. And without being too smart on this topic, because I'm really eager to learn from you, I did take a look at some major trends, or let's say some major statistics that apply to this topic. And it's interesting that according to the World Health Organization, roughly 1 in 4 people globally will experience a mental health issue at some point in their lives. I'm not sure if this is really for the entire world or is just for the Western world. I didn't have time to really check much deeper, but no matter for which part of humanity this applies, it's a pretty big number. At least that's how I see it, because this was not a topic of a broad discussion when I was young, when I was a kid. So it has to do something with the life that we have developed. And that's why this year of mental health, it's gaining its importance even more. The stigma associated with mental health remains also a significant barrier. For example, in a study published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, many employees reported fear of social exclusion or job loss in their if they disclose mental health problems. I hope we will address this today as well. And a survey by the American Psychological Association found that about 60% of employees felt uncomfortable discussing mental health issue at work. And research also indicates that minority and immigrant groups often face higher levels of stigma and barriers to mental health than people who are native to the environment within which they are experiencing these challenges. So more than enough arguments for today's deep discussion. I would also just like to say that not only that this topic is being more and more present at every workplace, I also want to say a big thank you for everyone who co-created this year of mental health, because today is the last session in the series of variety of topics. However, as I said before, there will be a wrap-up session where all the speakers will be invited again to join, and we will bring all the lessons and learnings together on the 20th November of this year, again, Wednesday at 3 o'clock. We will allocate a bit more time to it, and we'll go through all the learnings and hopefully have a really good discussion. And I'm also hoping to set the course for 2026 with some more action-oriented engagements within the Ecocivilisation circles, or through our friends and speakers, and through their own efforts. Doesn't matter which way we are taking this, and the most important thing is that we continue to engage. So I hope that today's speakers and whoever is listening to this session, either online or later on through social media, please join us, and we will continue to communicate this through social media. So before I finish, I'd just like to bring an additional attention to our already committed action for 2026. There is a book in progress, Mental Health, the Soul of Humanity, by multiple authors. We hope that also today's speakers will join with their contributions, and we hope to publish it in late spring next year. So, of course, then this book will be broadly shared globally, and we hope to make a little difference in everybody's lives whenever they face the challenges of mental health. Besides mental health, this year we just started in October with the year of Soul of the City, and the discussions continue. So next week on Wednesday, we're going to have a discussion on sacred ecology within and around. And this year of Soul of the Cities will go from October this year till October next year. There is the third topic that is still in the progress, we also, besides mental health, we also had the Year of Leadership Challenge. We're also ending this year in November, and a week after the wrap-up session of mental health, there will also be a wrap-up session on Leadership Challenge. And this, as with mental health, the book will follow with speakers of the Year of Leadership Challenge next year, hopefully by May or June in 2026. So this is all from my side. So now I'm passing my stick to Rajni and Eleftheria, and let the discussion begin. Thank you.